Hi guys, so we'll be initializing Docker environment on an AWS EC2 remote server. First thing you want to do is to create your EC2 server. We can just call it Docker server. Amazon Linux 23 AMI, that's fine. T2 micro is fine. I already have a key pair, but if you didn't have a key pair, you can create a new key pair. Or maybe I should just create a new key pair. I choose PM. What should I call it? Let me call it Docker. And that's it. The key pair has been saved. Now what I want to do is to move that key pair from my download, from where it is on my download files to the folder where I will be logging into this remote server. I will explain that in the future. So now that Docker key pair has been downloaded, we'll create security group, allow SSH from anywhere. That's fine, good. Launch instance. So what I want to do now is to go to my download, alright. Go to my download. So I come to my download and I pick my download.pem. Then I go to my Docker. Where's my Docker file? Okay, Docker is in my DevOps. So I go to my DevOps, go to my Docker, and I save it here. So it's in the folder. This is a very important part of this whole process. So I can close now. I open up my command line, clear this out. Alright, so if I ls, you can see I can find my Docker in it and my Docker here. You need to be sure your Docker is here. And the reason it appears here is because I'm in my Docker folder. If I print my current working directory, you can see desktop, DevOps, Docker. When you come to your command line, you'll most likely be on your desktop. So you have to seed into whatever folder you saved your Docker, your key pair. Right? So now that is done, what you want to do is to give this key pair the necessary permission, right? And you do that by saying chmod 0400, then the name of the key pair, docker what .pm. As soon as that is done, the next thing you want to do is to SSH into your running instance, and you do that by what's it called now? So I'll just copy and paste this here. So docker.pm. For this public IP address, you come to your EC2 instance and you copy, you highlight it, and then you come here and copy this public IPv4, right? And then you delete. All right, so that's that. SSH into EC2 user 34. This IP address is mine. Your own IP address will be different from mine. So yes, I've currently SSH'd into my EC2 server, the one I named Docker server. So the next thing you want to do is to update the instance before installing Docker. And how do you do that? Sudo yum install -y docker. So we're okay, we have installed our Docker dependencies. The next we want to do is to start the Docker service. But before you install your Docker dependencies, you should always update your instance before installing the Docker. So I should have done something like this: sudo yum update y, right? Before doing this, I should have done that. All right. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is to start the Docker service, and the command for that is sudo service docker start. Sudo service docker start. All right, now that is done, the next thing we're supposed to do is to add the EC2 user here. The user, we're supposed to add that to the Docker group to run the Docker command so that we can stop using sudo. Right? So the code for doing that, a sudo user mod ag docker. That's it. Sudo user mod ag docker EC2 user. This adds the EC2 user to the group so that it can run these codes without using the sudo. Alright, next thing you want to do is to exit, because when you add a user to a group, you have to exit so that you can log back in and the addition to that group can take effect. So we have to SSH back into our server. I hope this is it. Okay, we're back in. Now that we're back in, you can know if your installation is working by running docker info. As you can see, all of this tells us that our installation worked. Where's our docker info? All of that, it tells us the installation worked. These are all detailed information about our Docker installation and our Docker server. Another way to check if it works is by running docker run hello world. Let's see. Now, as you can see, the command runs the hello world Docker image as a test. And the other thing it does is that it verifies that the Docker installation is functioning correctly. And as you can see, it pulled the image from the repository running that simple container for us. It was unable to find the image here. Then what did it do? It pulled it from Docker Hub and then built it for us. So basically, that's how you initialize Docker on an EC2 instance on Amazon on a remote server. Thanks for watching.